Hi everyone, Greeno here and welcome to another video here on Greeno Eats. Now as you can see, I'm in my kitchen today. That means I'm cooking up a storm once again, and it's another one of my budget meal specials where I'm cooking up something that comes in at less than £1 a portion. Now this is going to be more of a kind of traditional British meal. Recently I've knocked up a curry and I knocked up a spaghetti carbonara of sorts. But this time we're going back to the British classics. And what I'm using to do this today is these. These are Iceland's Lamb and Mint pies. Now, these come in a packet, 2 pies for £1. So the pie itself is only 50p. So that gives me 50p to play with to make things to go along with it. Let's go and take a look. Okay then, so these are the ingredients that I am going to be using today. Like I say, we have the lamb and mint pie here. Comes in at 50p. As always, I will put all of the costings up on screen at some point. To pair with that, we're going to go with a mustard mash. Now I'm going to make that mashed potato using a jacket potato. So I'll show you how we do that as we go along. And then we're going to mix in a little bit of whole grain mustard into there. For veg element, we're going to go with some frozen peas and some carrot. I got a really good deal on carrots. Tesco was selling 800-gram bags for 15p. So that half a carrot has cost me 2p. Bargain. And then to pair with all of that, we're going to make a little minted gravy. You can see I've got some instant gravy granules there. So I reckon overall this definitely comes in at under £1. Probably about 97p, something like that. So, first up, jacket potato time. Now what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to microwave it first till it's almost done, and then I'm going to finish it in the air fryer and make a proper baked potato out of it. Once that's done, you just scoop out as much of the insides as you can. It's nice dry potato then, and it makes lovely, lovely fluffy mash, which we can then mix with the mustard. You can even do something with the potato skins if you like. I might even keep them to one side and we could dip them in the gravy perhaps, couldn't we? Anyway, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this is the first stage. The pie we're going to cook in the air fryer too. That takes about 20 minutes. And the peas and sweet corn, obviously we just cook on the hob in a pan. So, I'm not going to focus too much on the cooking because it's not that complicated. But I might stop at a couple of points. Other than that, we'll be back to see the finished product. One thing I have noticed looking at these pies is that in there is some textured soya protein. So that's like corn kind of stuff, isn't it? Now, I guess they've done that to kind of bulk things out. Lamb is an expensive meat, isn't it? Even minced lamb is expensive, certainly compared to beef or chicken, that sort of thing. So it's got quite a good flavour though, hasn't it, lamb? So I reckon by putting the textured soya protein in there, you're going to get that sort of texture of the lamb, of the mince. But presumably the lamb is going to flavour the gravy and therefore flavour the soy protein. So you're probably not going to be able to tell that it's not minced lamb. Clever way to save a few quid in your mixture, I guess. That's why they can do 2 for £1. So the potato has taken 9 minutes to cook up in the microwave until it's just nice and soft, pretty much all round. And we're going to allow the skin in there now to crisp up in the air fryer along with the pie. Now the pie is going to take about 20 minutes to cook. We'll probably give this about 12-ish, something like that, and then hook it out and make the mash out of it. Looking forward to this. Potato cooked, time to scoop it out. And now that's done, you can see I'm left with these 2 potato skins. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop them up into like little strips and put them back in the air fryer to go nice and crispy. And let's not forget about the gravy. We've got a little bit of mint sauce to mix into there too. Yum, yum. And here we go, folks. So it's the finished product. We have the lamb and mint pie there with the mustard mash and the peas and carrots. A nice little jug of minted gravy. And let's not forget the little bonus, these crispy jacket potato skins. Only one thing to do, let's get stuck in. So what do you think of this then, folks? Let's take a closer look at this pie. Quite a nice cook to it. Now, it's not the deepest filled pie you've ever seen, but then for 50p, what are you expecting? The mustard mash here, again, not the creamiest mash you'll ever see, because we've only used potato and mustard in there. There's no butter, there's no cream or anything, but we have the gravy, don't we? So that'll go all over the top. Perfect. But let's start with these. So take a look at this. This is the little jacket potato skin crisp, I suppose is one way to look at it. Really nice and crispy. You can hear it cracking there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dip it into this gravy. Oh, you can hear that crunch, I'm sure. It's a great little accompaniment. It's got loads of flavour because it's the skin of the potato. And obviously I hollowed out as much as the spud as I could to make the mash. Didn't really want to waste any there. And of course, the more you take out, the thinner these are and the crispier they get. I'll tell you what, these with some dips, you could make a sort of cheesy mayo dip, some kind of salsa, chili, anything like that. It's a really good way of using up the skins of potatoes. And of course, let's not forget, that's where the goodness is. In your average spud, about half of the fibre is in the skin. So don't waste it. Really good. Anyway, off to one side for now. Don't forget, that's still within budget because the price is for the whole potato. So, not wasting anything. Use it all up. So what I'm going to do, I think, before I add the gravy to this, I'm going to take a look at this pie and cut it open. Oh, a nice amount of gravy coming out of it there. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to show you this. Bring it up close. See if I can just open it there. Look at that. Steamy inside. There's some peas in there. Plenty of gravy. So it doesn't look dry at all. And it does have a nice lamb aroma. It really does. Like I say, lamb is a meat that you can use a small amount of it and get quite a lot of flavour from. So, let's just try. Oh dear, scrapey noise. Normally you only get that at the end of the meal, don't you, when you're trying to get the plate clean. But here we go. This is what you're looking at. Here's the inside of the pie, the mince, the gravy, peas, a little bit of onion in there, all encased in the pastry. Do you know what? That's pretty good. The pastry is very thin. Now I expected them to try and bulk it out because I thought the pastry would be the cheapest part of the recipe probably. But it is quite thin pastry. I don't know if you can see it on there. So it's crisped up nicely. The filling is very nice. There's not a lot of meat in there. And you can see that when you just pick up the filling. You know, it's mostly peas and gravy. There's a little bit of texture to it, but not a lot. But the flavour's good, and for 50p, like I say, you can't complain too much, can you? Anyway, time now to add my own minted gravy. Now I'm going to add this mostly onto the vegetables and the potato, but we will put a little bit over the pie as well. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to save a little bit to dip some more of those in a minute. So it was a good amount of gravy I've made there out of the little bit that I put in that pot. Let's try with the mash. Now obviously this is mustard mash, and now we've got minted gravy on the top. Oh, that should be great. Oh, that's really flavoursome. It's rustic as mash goes. I didn't even bother mashing it with a potato masher or potato ricer. Just used a fork. It's almost like a sort of crushed potato rather than mash. But I think sometimes with things like this, you like that texture of really kind of thick, substantial mash rather than kind of like a potato mousse. But yeah, this is a proper stodge. Those little nuggets of the mustard. They're just little mustard seeds, aren't they? And as you bite on them, you get this little kind of pop of heat and almost a pickly flavour. That's really nice. Okay. Peas and sweet corn. That's sweet corn. Peas and carrots even. Just very, very simply boiled in a little bit of water. But it's a nice, low-cost, healthy addition to the meal. Like I said before, I got a good deal in Tesco on the carrot. So overall, the peas and the carrots together, it's like 12p. They're veg that most people like. Not always everyone's favourite, but there's not that many people who dislike peas and carrots, is there? It says an accompaniment to a meal like this. It's cheap, it's healthy, bit of vitamins in there for you. Because there's not much vitamin in a pie, is there? That's for sure. Having added that gravy even enhances the flavour of the pie. You know what? Like I say, is it the best pie in the world? No. Is it a really good pie for 50p? Absolutely. And with everything else here, plus the little potato skins, to come in at under £1 a portion, it's a really substantial, tasty, and in bits, healthy meal. So what did you think of that, folks? For under £1, I don't think you can grumble at that, can you? The pie is decent. The mash, like I say, whilst not the creamiest, most extravagant mash out there, cooking it as a jacket potato means you're not going to get that horrible watery kind of element to it. Mixing the mustard in gives it a little pop of flavour, and putting the gravy over the top, you've got a bit more moistness there, haven't you? So that's really good. The veggies, it's just peas and carrots, but tasty enough. Overall, a really good meal. I'm happy with that. And Iceland, for 50p, your pie's decent. Okay, so that's going to be it from me for today. If you've enjoyed this little look at the Iceland Lamb and Mint pie and how I've made a meal for under £1 a portion with it, don't forget, click a thumbs up on there for me. It does help with the channel. And if you're new around here and you like what you've seen, why not consider clicking the subscribe button, ding your little bell for notifications, and that way you won't miss out on anything coming up on the channel. Right, I've still got some of those potato skins to finish. Oh, get in. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.